Welcome, Louise Murray. How are you?
I'm great. Thank
Good.
you.
Thanks for being our instructor of the month for the month of May.
My pleasure.
So, what are you celebrating in your life right now?
Well, I'm a little bit embarrassed to say it, but I turned 60.
Ooh.
So I'm celebrating that.
Wow.
I find that in a woman's life, anyway, it's a big step. So, yeah.
Well, congratulations. You look amazing for 65.
It's all yoga.
It is.
It's all yoga.
Of course it is.
Yes. So, yeah. So I'm celebrating that. And then, of course, a granddaughter that we have. So now she's 10 months. She just turned 10 months. So that's a celebration.
Oh, for sure.
Being a grandmother at the age of 65.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. What would you say is your biggest challenge on your personal yoga journey?
I would say that there were two things. It's to be consistent in the practice. So way from the beginning, it's important to find the time. Either my motto was either I practice or I do something else. So it was to get into a habit, because it's a habit of practicing on a regular basis, which means just about every day. If it happens sometimes that you're on vacation, or you can get out of that routine, but on a regular basis, it was really to find the time for my own practice. Yeah.
I think that's a lot of people's challenge for sure, mine included.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say are some of the biggest successes on your yoga journey?
Well, that's one of them, was to really become successful in this regular practice, being consistent, and also find ways to vary the practice. So you do your teacher's training, or you practice a certain type of yoga. And then, you just look around for, improving or varying the practice. I find that, we're creatures of habit, and also it's repetitive movement.
Yeah.
So you want to avoid that. You want to have a practice that is healthy and varied. And so I find that, over time, the years, it's been a nice discovery of and challenge as well to vary and to
That's great. The repetitive movements, a lot of these power classes, this downward dog over and over and over for a number of years can really put a lot of strain, and so it's often, we as instructors and practitioners don't always think about that, but that's a great success, and even to bring that to our attention too. That's great, Louise. What book are you reading right now?
Well, I always have a few books on the go, but I do have some favorite author. There are lots. I have a great library of yoga books, over the years. Sivananda has written many interesting books, that I've read over. But right now, I would say that, I like the influence of I'm just thinking here, Omram Mikhail Ivanov. So, and he has written many books. He's a pedagogue. All his books are in French, but they have been translated. He is also a mystic, as well as a philosopher. So I've really enjoyed his book, and I have them I've read many of his books, and I have two of them that I refer to on a regular basis, which is The Golden Rule for Everyday Life, as well as Harmony and Health.
Perfect.
So these are really good guidelines. So there is this one. Uh, also, I don't read fiction, but I like Dolores Cannon. She's an American, and she has done past life regression and even beyond, the past life.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I read it. It's challenging. It's not easy to read, but it's really for me. It's like almost fiction,
Yeah.
and I'm fascinated by what she's discovered through her, clients, many thousands of them. There is also a book that I'm reading on chakras. So it's actually his name is Kalashatra Govinda. So it's a handbook on chakras, and it's a wonderful read. And so I bought it a few years ago, and I took it out again. It's very interesting for me, when I share it with my students. Some of the exercises and so on. We're focusing on the heart chakra right now, so it's very good. And another one too that I really refer to every day. It's books that are written by Joanne Flansbury. So Joanne Flansbury, um, she is French Canadian, and she's written books on. She connects with the angelic energy, and so and that is really interesting because again, and different energy every day, every month,
Mm-hmm.
theme, and it just
Cool.
completes the journey
Yeah.
of all the other readings that we do. But I find that I like to connect with that energy
Yeah.
as well.
Well, those sound like great books. I'm sure gonna
Yeah.
look at a few of them.
Mhm.
Is there a pose you're working on right now in asana?
Well, not one in particular, but I would say, there are times in our lives that are more challenging than others. And I would say that maybe the last couple months, or maybe, through a lot of has happened in my life, work-wise. We
Mhm.
discovered this beautiful studio, but at the same time, there have been different challenges, and balancing poses are necessary to focus on right now. So if I can manage to master the half moon pose without losing my balance.
Amazing. At 65, I think that's
But
phenomenal.
balancing poses, yes.
And is there anything on your music playlist right now that you would recommend to others?
Well, recommend to others. I like Deva uh, Deva Primo. Yes.
Okay.
Her let me see. The essence is the one that I was thinking about that I like. I like to use it in my classes, and I find it has a nice mix. There is also another one, Eckhart Tolle's. It's music to quiet the mind, and I use that in my classes too because, again, she's on that one,
Yeah.
and also other different composers and so on. And I do like that one.
Great.
So and then there is the Buddhist chant that I like to have. A lot of my music that I use for classes, harp, healing, a lot of background music that has no lyrics. But if I use lyrics, this is what I would go for.
Perfect. If you won the lottery today, what would you do?
Today, I'd be very excited for at least a few hours.
Yeah.
And then I would calm down and find ways to use it wisely. So invest, and then share it to solve some, get into on the right foot, I would say, financially for some of us. Find a nice way to share it with my loved ones, and then charities, to give it to good cause for sure. It could be children or people in need. So different good causes, but certainly be cautious about, making sure that it's used wisely.
Good. So if you want to come see Louise, Louise teaches at Inner Revolution on Tuesdays from 9:30 to 11, a gentle class, Wednesdays from 9:30 to 11, a yin class, and Thursdays 9:30 to 11, a hatha class. So we look forward to seeing you on your mat, Louise, and thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.